Hey guys, what's up and welcome. It's your girl Wa Apparel. So in today's video, I'll be teaching us how to take basic measurement for the making of your outfit. As a beginner, one of the first steps that you would need to learn is how to take your measurement. And for this, I'll be using my dummy to teach us how to take measurements. Usually you take your measurement from your shoulder area to the full length of your outfit, whether it's to your ankle area. But in today's video, we'll be taking measurement from around the shoulders to the hip area using our dummy. In case it's your first time here, you're welcome. Kindly hit the subscribe button, give your girl a thumbs up, as this help YouTube algorithm to share to more people. So our very first measurement we'll be taking is the measurement on your shoulder area, which is usually referred to the shoulder to shoulder measurement. So if you've been following my video, you would have seen me on several occasions mentioning shoulder to shoulder measurements taken on the starting line on your outfit, on your fabric actually. So for this we will be using the inches side of your tape. Please take note to use the inches side of your tape. And so at the back of your dummy, for the shoulder to shoulder in this dummy is 14 inches. Okay, you can see it's 14 inches. So that's our shoulder to shoulder measurement. And whenever you have to take this on your fabric, which is usually folded into, if you have to take the pattern drafting for the front and for the back, the fabric is usually folded in two. So also you'll be folding your shoulder to shoulder measurement in two. And since our shoulder to shoulder measurement here is 14, folded in two will give us 7. So that will be for our shoulder to shoulder measurement. So this is our dummy. If I'm to do that, this is the measurement for my shoulder to shoulder measurement as I've illustrated on my dummy. So next we're going to be taking our bust point. So our bust point is the measurement from the highest point of your shoulder to the bust area. So for this, it is 10 inches. So on your starting line, while taking your measurement on your fabric or your pattern paper, the shoulder to shoulder measurement is indicated on your starting line. So next is your bust point, which is 10 inches from the starting line. And then to be able to take your armhole area, which is around this point, okay, which is around here, your armhole area for your sleeve, okay, you would go up by 2 inches, which is 8 inches. And this point here is what I usually refer to as the chest line. So if I'm to take my chest line measurement, you hear me say you go up by 2 inches. So from the bust point to the chest line is a measurement of 2 inches. Okay, so that will be for our chest line area. So for a male outfit, for children outfit, for female outfit, you also take your bust circumference. So for our bust circumference, so you can see what I'm doing here. While sure the tape is able to move, our bust circumference is about 5 inches, as you can see. So ensure while taking that, it is able to move. You can see it's moving conveniently. It should not be too loose. If I should go with 34, it will be too tight. You can see it's too tight. So 35 is the perfect measurement for the bust circumference using our dummy. So to get our waist circumference, to be able to draft our waist circumference, first of all we would need to determine the points where the waist measurement to be taken from, and that would be the waist point. So to determine that is from the highest point of your shoulder to your waist area. So for that it is 16 inches. So the waist point is 16 inches. So on your fabric you would make an indication there and rule a line across so as to be able to take your waist circumference. So let's go ahead now to take measurement for our waist circumference. So our waist round is 27 inches. Waist round, waist circumference is the same thing. So apart from your shoulder to shoulder measurement, ensure you add extra 1.5 inch seam allowance to it. Your bust circumference measurement, add an extra 1.5 seam allowance to it. Your waist circumference measurement, add extra seam allowance. Your hip circumference measurement, add extra seam allowance to it. Okay, so next we're going to be taking the measurement for our hip circumference or hip round. But before that, let's see the full length from the shoulder point, which is usually our starting line, to the hip area. So this is the hip area. So for me it is 25. From my shoulder to my hip is 25 inches. So we'll go right ahead now to take the measurement. So it is 25 inches, like I said, same with my actual measurement. So on this point here, on your fabric that you are folded in two and spread out both for the back and for the front, or your pattern paper, from this point to this point on your fabric will be the full length from your starting line to your hip line, which is 25 inches. So on that straight line is where you are going to be taking your hip circumference or your hip round. So let's also take that measurement, which will be our last measurement for today's tutorial video. So our hip circumference is 36 inches. Okay, so for me as a person, my hip circumference is 40. So it depends on who your client is or if you are making for yourself. So on your hip line, you will take a measurement of 36 inches, which is the 36 divided into 4. Please take note of that. So if you are to take the measurement of your bust circumference, measurement for your waist circumference or waist round, measurement for your hip circumference, hip round, you divide it by 4. Please take note of that. It is divided by 4. Let's say for me, bust is 40 inches. Divided by 4 will give you 10. You add extra seam allowance of 1.5 inches to it. That will be 11.5. For some persons, they add extra seam allowance of 1 inch. So for my waist is 32 inches, and I add, first of all, I will divide 32 by 4 to give me 8. So having taken 8 inches measurement, I add extra 1.5 inch seam allowance to it. I would also be doing the same on my hip measurement. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial video. We're calling it a wrap at this point because we're only taking measurement for, say, a blouse, a top, or a short bubu kaftan dress. So if at this point you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to our video and like the video, as this helps YouTube to share to more persons. It actually helps the algorithm of the channel. So if there is any area you do not understand and you want us to talk more about, kindly leave us a comment below in the comment section, and I'll be seeing us on the next video, which is likely to be a sewing tutorial video. Until then, stay blessed. Bye.